Okay, this video is going to look at calculating means. So when we carry out an experiment in science, we sometimes repeat that experiment more than 3 or more times so that we can check if the data we're getting is repeatable. If when we do the same experiment, we get very similar data each time. Now, because then we end up with lots and lots of data, it's important at the end that we calculate a mean so that we just get one overall result that can then be plotted or used in calculations. So for this experiment, we measured the temperature that was able to be detected by skin on different parts of the body. So we've got different body parts here. This is what we were changing. This is our independent variable. And then we've got different people, and they said when they could feel the temperature change, when they could feel the heat, and the temperature at which they could feel it was recorded. So person 1, when they felt the temperature change, it was 30.5 degrees C, and that was with their finger. When they did the same experiment with their lips, they could feel the temperature change to 30.4, etc. Okay, so we need to calculate a mean value for each body part so that we can compare the means and get a conclusion. So when we calculate a mean, we need to add up all the values for the same experiment. So here, the same experiment is the same body part. So we want a mean for the same body part. So that's person 1 for finger, person 2 for finger, 3 for finger, and 4 for finger. We only include these values in the mean. We can't include any values for any other parts of the body because it wasn't the same experiment. The independent variable was different, wasn't it? So for this, we need to add up the values that we've got for the finger, okay, and then we divide by the number of values we've added together. So in this case, it would be 4, okay? So with your calculator, we type in 30.5, add 30.4, add 30.4, add 30.6. So they're all our raw values for our 4 people. It's really important to press equals. So the total there is 121.9. And then it's important then that we divide that value by the number of values we added together, which in this case is 4. So we divide by 4. And that comes to 30.475. Now going back to our previous work on rounding, these values have been recorded to 1 decimal place. That's how sensitive the thermometer was that was measuring the temperature rise. So it's important this mean as well is recorded to the same degree of accuracy. So 30.475 is going to therefore be rounded up to 1 decimal place. We look at the 7 here, which is in the 2nd decimal place, and we round the one before it up. So it's going to be 30.5. So that's our mean. Then for the next one, for lips, we've got 4 different values for lips as well. So 30.4, add 30.2, add 30.3, add 30.3. We get a total by pressing equals, and then we divide by 4 again because we had 4 different values. It's already to 1 decimal place, so we can just write it straight down. So it's 30.3. Now, as you're doing these calculations, it's important to check that they make sense. So that 30.3 is really close to the values that we've got for each person, so it does make sense. If my number had come out as 100 and something, alarm bell should be ringing and I've pressed the wrong button because it's not close to any of the raw values that we've got. Our mean should be very similar to the values that you've got in your table. Next one down, 30.5, add 30.6, add 30.6, add 30.7. So that one is 122.4 for your total. Divide by our 4 values that we added together, giving us 30.6, which again is similar, so that value makes sense. Then lastly, for the elbow, we've got 30.8, add 31.0, add 30.9, add 31.4. which then gives us a total of that, divide by 4, because we added 4 numbers together, and that gives us 31.025. So we want that to 1 decimal place, so we look at the next number, which is a 2, we're going to round it down, so it's going to stay as 31.0. So they are all our means calculated.